Hello there, this is DBT, and this is Art of Runes. And alright, let's continue playing some more Asphalt 8, and today I'll be doing a multiplayer protest of this car that you see on the screen right now, and that is the... oh boy, let me try this. Porsche 718 Cayman GT4 Clubsport? I'm not sure of the order. I know it has all of those words, but I just don't quite remember the order because, oh boy, that is a long name. But that's the car that we're going to be testing today in multiplayer, and there's no particular reason to be testing this car. It's not super important in terms of racing pass or car hunt. By the way, speaking of the car hunt, don't worry, we'll have a look at this and test this car once I get to Elite so that I can drive with Class S cars. But for now, this is the car. Porsche 718 Cayman GT4 Clubsport. I was almost right, I think I only switched this too. A car of the maximum rank of 1682 when at Pro, and here are all of the stats if you're curious to see how this car would perform. Now we're gonna play with this thing in Classic Series, and I am currently in what I call the Gold League. I never can remember the name of this league, so I just call them by the material. So this is the Gold League, where I get to use Class B cars, and because I'm recording this relatively early on the week, this also means that I'm gonna be fighting, very possibly, a bunch of those spammy Bentleys or some other, generally speaking, difficult competition. And that's why I want to test this car to see if it's as good as it once was, because this used to be kind of a king. And well, let's see what we get this time. And if you enjoy my content, please hit the like button on this video and as well as subscribing to the channel, because remember, I post daily. And if you'd like to support me directly, please consider joining DevRoom memberships with access to custom emojis and exclusive videos and all of that. Check the join button right next to the subscribe one. But alright, so I'm starting with triple tap right at the very start. Well, start at the very start, duh. Oh, come on, really? Just at the very first race, in the first 10 seconds, and I get destroyed. Oh, that's great. You love to see it. Yeah, I started with triple tap to make use of the acceleration of this car, because this is where this car used to be really strong a long time ago. Now, all of this that I'm going to tell you about this car is something that happened at the time when I was playing the game, but honestly, I don't remember very well, because I was new to the game in terms of playing it properly, and yeah, I wasn't paying so much attention to the cars and what was happening at the time. But, oh, am I going to catch up to that third place? I don't know. This car used to be a very strong car. In fact, I think this was one of the cars that could put a very good fight against the incredibly overpowered Audi e-tron Special Edition back in the day. Again, we're talking about 4 years ago, so this has been a while. Okay, sure, barrel roll over there. Why not? And this car, from what I remember, used to have an absolutely bonkers level of acceleration, but now... first race, 4th place. That's not very good, is it? Literally last place. SBJ, Aventador, and Aventador. Jesus Christ. Well, at least we're gonna see a top 3 of Lambos, so that's kind of nice, but jeez. Alright, first race was not our race, but perhaps the second one will be better. But yeah, so at some point this car got a little bit rebalanced, a tiny little bit. Well, nerfed, really, it's the word. And I think when this car originally launched, because it was a festival car, it was actually over this rank, above this rank, I mean, the 1682. And then eventually it got put into 1682. I always get confused with those two. Hold on. Can I not crash over here, please? Did I knock someone down? I'm so sorry, but I wasn't trying to fall on top of you. Yeah, so at some point it got put into this rank, and obviously people weren't too happy about it. But I think that was precisely when Game Loft started really conjuring up the plan of the brackets and everything to make the cars, the newer cars and whatnot, to fit into specific ranks, which would eventually become the brackets. Because when this whole thing that I'm talking about, when this car used to be able to compete with that other one and whatnot, this is way before the brackets as we know them were a thing. Now, if you don't know anything about the times before the brackets, then you're young to the game, and I kind of envy you not knowing about how the game was before. But no, for real, it doesn't matter too much. The whole point that I'm trying to make is that this car was very strong for a while, and nowadays, I really just think it's an okay car in this bracket. I don't imagine that it retains the king status, and that's why you don't actually see it very much nowadays, because even if it was very strong, even after the rebalance, or the nerf, which I believe it still was pretty strong, nowadays, with the current stats, it's just not... comparatively speaking, there has been many more better cars than this, even if this still has the same acceleration and all of that stuff, so... All right, I got defeated by the SBJ, which is, by the way, MP2, but I did beat a Bentley Continental Huracan. Oh, poor Huracan. And an Aventador Coupe. Actually, the Huracan beat the Aventador, so that's kind of surprising. Okay, we got a short track now. We went from a very, very, very long track to a very, very, very short track. So let's see if this car, by any chance, does a little bit better over here. But yeah, the point is that nowadays, I don't believe that the car is particularly amazing, but that's not to say that it's a bad car. It's just good, I would say. Probably where 10 it's amongst the, not amongst, but literally the best cars in the bracket. You know, a Bentley, spammy Bentley, or an Aventador, things like that. Or a Cadillac 16. Well, probably they should be like 10.5 because they're honestly kind of OP. But anyway, and 0, it's an absolutely terrible car. And 5, it's a very mediocre car. I would say that this is probably a 7.5. Meaning it's on the good side, but it's nothing straight up amazing, outstanding by any means. So, still, that doesn't make it a bad car. It just means that if you're gonna be encountering, ooh, oh my God, did I make that CLK GTR crash? I'm so sorry, buddy. I love that car. It's one of my favorite. I would not want to see, ooh, someone wreck. Let's go. I am here like, oh, I'm sorry, buddy, and then I see someone crash by themselves, like, yeah. It's fine. 3rd place. Not too bad. Not too bad. I'll take it. So I got defeated by, well, Bentley and another Bentley. There's me. There's a Huracan that actually beat the Bentley. Oh, man, this Huracan did pretty good. CLK, sorry about if I made you crash, and the SBJ. All right, that SBJ had gotten a bunch of W's, but now got a straight up last place. Oof. Now, if I may be allowed to talk a little bit about the looks of the cars for a second, I'm gonna say that this is a good-looking Porsche. You know that I'm not big into Porsches. The general 911 shapes, I mean, it's fine, but it's nothing that I'm a huge fan of. But the moment that you put a wing on it and, you know, race stuff and canards and whatever else, suddenly I start liking the car. Now, this car, the GT4, does have a big wing, but it's a big wing, but sort of like low-key big wing, you know? It's not super high in terms of height, the position of the wing or anything. If you look at the wing itself, it does look big, but yeah. It's not as attention-grabbing as something like the GT3 RS. Ah, Well, don't try to punch drift over there, people. It's not a good idea. Yeah, so that turn does have like extra grip. Not extra grip, whatever. In your drift, so if you do a punch drift, it's gonna be way sharper than it normally would be, so oof. You know what? Maybe this is a good moment to change the color and do some other tests for this car, because hey, it's a protest, you know that we do additional tests. But yeah, so that makes me think this whole thing on the wing and the look and whatnot, and talking about the GT3 RS, that technically speaking, isn't this a lower or less powerful race, what do you call it, race division? The GT4s tend to be more restricted than GT3 cars, the same way that GT2 are less restricted than GT3 and GT1. You know what I'm saying, right? So shouldn't this be a lower rank than the GT3? But then again, the 911 GT3 RS that we have in this game, it's an older model, and this, I believe, it's newer. So I don't know, just thought about it. I thought that was kind of interesting to think about. All right, got defeated by everything because I did a bit of a noopsie. So if you want to see who beat me, there they are. But all right, let's do some other tests while we're here, and also change the color because it looks cool in other colors as well. And of course, our very first test is going to be the, what I call it? Spiral drift test. Yes, Munich, the spiral, see what we can do. Good or bad drift, we're gonna find out. Good drift, definitely. I need to release the steering a little bit to not crash on the inside of the turn. Second attempt, let's see what we can do. All right, I started that one very, whoa, nice. All right, this drift feels good. And of course, we also have to try it in the opposite direction. And sorry if my textures are taking a few eons to load. What can I say? Just the emulator, I guess. Some people have asked me about the emulator, and I'll reply to that in a second. Hold on. Yeah, you see, I need to release the steering. All right, it drifts good. I'll tell you that much. And time to wall, of course. Time to wall. Come on, don't get in my way, car. All right. It touched me a tiny little bit, but I think we should be fine. And there's attempt number 1. Let's try it again. I do hope that you guys are enjoying me including these other little tests. I know that they may not be super useful, but I hope that they're at least a tiny little bit useful, you know? I don't know. Are they not? You have to let me know in the comments. But all right, let's get back to doing some actual multiplayer races. Whoa, boy. We most definitely found a multiplayer race. Now we got 10 people in this track. Though that probably is going to get fun because this is a considerably open track. So not super tiny, not super narrow. So hopefully less chances for knockdowns. All right, I see an Aventador. Spammy Bentley. There's my car that I made now green. And like I said, it looks super smooth. Sorry about that. And yeah, so I am using BlueStacks. That's the emulator that I use. I emulate Android on my PC for reasons that I've explained a bunch of times. Oh God, no! I saw that coming and I was too slow to do the punch drift to correct it. Oh man. Long story short, I'm having issues with synchronizing the Windows version of this game to my actual account, and because of that I cannot play the Windows version, so I have to emulate Android so that I can play it in this way, which is kind of annoying because emulation does give me this problem. But yeah, like I was saying, it is BlueStacks. I play on an instance of 32-bit, I think, or is it? I don't even know anymore. But yeah, long time. Oh no, mother. This was supposed to be a good race. It was supposed to be a good race. And he has gone all sort of wrong. Okay, it would have been the absolute worst if that barrels had also failed, but Jesus. Also, what has happened? You know what? I'm gonna restart the game right after this race because I'm tired. Look at this. It's been 1 entire minute. Oh, only now the texture loaded. It took an entire minute for the texture to load. So yeah, that's no good. So yeah, I'm gonna restart it and see if by any chance that helps a little bit with the loading of the textures, because this is ridiculous. I hate looking at my car all smushed up. Ooh, hello. All smushed up over there because the thing doesn't load properly. And what annoys me the most is that sometimes it works fine. The textures load fine and then suddenly like, nope, full minute and nothing. Jesus Christ, you see the spam of those things? Oh my God, I'm fine. Everything's all right, don't worry. Oh, no. I'm gonna restart. One restart later. All right, there we go. I restarted. Not only did I restart the app, I restarted the entire emulator in hopes that that helps a little bit. I don't know if it's a problem with the RAM management or what. I gave this like 8 gigs of RAM to, to work for the Android system to work. And by the way, I did check. I have it at 64-bit. So yeah, I definitely gave this thing a lot of resources so that it can use as much as it needs. And yet we have these issues with the textures, but we'll see. Oh, look at that. It actually did load these textures fine. So is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? Those planes looked a little bit scuffed up, but no, look at that. Oh no. Oh yeah, there it is. All right, so maybe I need to restart this a bit more often. I don't know, but look at that. My textures are there this time. Beautiful. Well, to be fair, there's something else to consider. That the previous race had 11 or 10 or however many players. And you might think, what does that have to do with anything? Well, the game has to load the textures, the models and the textures and the liveries for those 11 players along with 11 avatars. So that's a lot of stuff that the game needs to load real quick. So that could also explain why that race in particular was so bad. But to be honest, it was misbehaving even in the quick race, because you saw that. Even in quick race, the textures were barely there. Look at that, we're packed all together over here. Someone wrecked, so that's at the very least gonna give me a 3rd place, but now I'm a little bit concerned, because again, we're back in a section where there's not a lot of nitro. I mean, there is that, but I did not pick it up. And this whole section has no nitro at all. So if someone were to run out of nitro, that would be fine by me. If you guys want to stop and let me pass, I'm kidding, all right? And by the way, I've seen some people that from time to time do let me pass. I appreciate that, but you don't need to do that. Don't worry about it. You just play as normal. As usual over here, I'm not interested in showing W's or anything. It's just to have some fun, drive the car, enjoy it, and see what it can do. So yeah, look at that. Right in the middle, there's the SBJ, the MP2 and SBJ, and Acura NSX beat me, but I did beat the Bentley and a CLK GTR. Man, the CLK GTR is such a beautiful car. Should have won, just because it's that beautiful. And I'm gonna give you a little bit of random, completely useless information, just so that the key phrase makes sense. This car is called Cayman, right? And Cayman is some form of alligator, but it's not exactly the same. In fact, a Cayman is different than a cocodrile, as the same way that a cocodrile is different than an alligator, so it's different than a Cayman as well. There's even another one with an even slimmer snout, but I don't remember what it's called. But yeah, all of those are different, so yes. Why do I tell you this? How is this relevant in a racing game? It isn't. but it's gonna be relevant for the key phrase once I give it to you. Ooh, that guy, what? Again, in case you don't know, quit is the past tense of quit, according to DBT, the same way that the past tense of skid is scad. So just, you know, the more you know, and learning Neo-English with DBT. But yeah, anyway, hold on, because I might just be able to overtake this second place. Did I just overtake the first place as well? Come on. Give me the nitro. First place, my man! Oh, did you see that overtake? Oh, that double overtake. That was beautiful. Look at that. Bentley Continental NSX and an Aventador Coupe. Okay, that one wasn't boosted. So the key phrase for today is, today I learned that the Cayman is not the same as an alligator nor cocodrile. First person to post it gets a heart, a pin. You know how this whole thing works, right? So go ahead, do it. Whoa, boosters! Holy moly! Ah, great. 3 out of the 5 cars in this race are the always spammy Bentley, and we're in a ridiculously long track in which the endless nitro of the Bentley is gonna be ridiculously OP. So, yay! Oh man, I hate that car so much. I hate that it's so powerful and that GameLoft has done nothing to fix that situation. Look, I understand that you know, there's better, worse cars always, but that car, given the rank, it's not meant to be that incredibly powerful. And I've talked about this to no end. I've already ranted about it a bunch of times. I'll just mention it again. In my opinion, that car can keep that same insane acceleration if the nitro becomes worse. Or if you want to give the insane nitro, then just make the acceleration a little bit worse. But it can have that insane level of nitro plus that insane level of acceleration. It's just not right, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, it's okay, DBT, stop ranting about it. You rant every time that you face one of those cars. I know, I can help it. You know who could help it? GameLoft, if they were to fix that car, but they haven't, so here we are. If anything, every time that DBT rants about this car, you can blame it on GameLoft for not fixing it. Just, whoa! No! What just happened? What is... Hold on, I'm driving with the minimap. What is going on? All right, this is the jump. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go. No. Come on. All right, I must be on the floor now. I'm just gonna go in a straight line and... Second place, baby! What the f just happened? Apparently my emulator is having a seizure. But even then, I managed to keep a second place against a pack of Bentley Continentals. So if anything, that is a W. If that's not a W, I haven't seen one at all. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Hit the like button, all of that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.